In my first video in this series, I said all of Spike's secondaries were interesting, but there's perhaps a class with a lot more interesting secondaries, and that's Scout. Scout secondaries change up gameplay a lot. You have the stock that never lets you down, the winger, which allows you to reach advantageous positions with its higher jump height, the Pretty Boy's pocket pistol, which is basically the vampire knives from Terraria, then you have the Criticola, a weapon which is just free mini crits. I mean, what? The Mad Milk, which is like the Pretty Boy's pocket pistol but better. The Flying Guillotine, which used to be combined with the Sandman for some sick combos. And finally, the Bonk Atomic Punch. In many new players' eyes, this secondary is seen to be overpowered. But is it? The Bonk Atomic Punch allows you to become invulnerable for 8 seconds. So what's the downside? I mean, this secondary just seems so good on paper. Well, let's just say there are a lot of them. Those being, you take Knockback, you get slowed when hit, you're locked into third person mode, you have a movement trail, and you can't grab the intelligence or cap the point whilst using it. And of course, you can't hit other people while you're using it. You know, that's a given. So firstly, let's take a look at the first downside of Knockback. And my solution for this is to just equip the Kobold. Okay, jokes aside, Knockback is a pretty big issue for players. I mean, there's an entire playstyle on Hightower which just involves shooting people off the edge. The Knockback means that fighting against a level 3 sentry is almost impossible. Okay, let's say you're on 2-4, and you want to cap the intelligence because you're an evil piece of shit. So you use the bonk drink to try and get past the sentry. The problem is that the sentry deals a massive amount of knockback, and even though it can't deal damage to you, it sure as hell makes sure you won't be able to get anywhere close to it. And the fact it can't do damage to you is an added benefit for the engineer, because it can keep knocking you back for those 8 seconds. This turns a weapon, which is meant to be a counter to sentries on paper, to being countered by sentries. The next downside is the being slowed when hit. This is a very large downside because as Scout, your entire identity is being fast. Your entire playstyle is built on speed by running circles around your foes. But without that speed, you're practically a worse engineer who can't build buildings. You're given 5 seconds of a slowness potion basically. Slowness 1 at low damage, slowing you down by 25%, and slowness 2 at 200 plus damage, which also hinders one of the uses of the weapon, that being to escape from enemy fire, as enemies can easily just catch up to you. The slowness is probably the largest downside of this weapon, even more so than the knockback. The third issue is quite a minor one, and that's being in third person whilst using it. Now, third-person games have become somewhat more popular over the years because of games like Fortnite, but switching from first to third-person really has a large impact on mobility and precision in my personal opinion. I find it a lot harder to move around in third-person than first. It's the equivalent of trying to play Minecraft in F5 mode. The fourth downside is that you can't grab the intel or cap the point, which is, pretty justifiable. You can use the Bonk Atomic Punch for 8 seconds with a 22-second cooldown period until you can use it again. So, what are some uses for the Bonk Atomic Punch? Well, you can use it as a way to body block sentries so your team can push through choke points. You can use it to body block heavies from hurting your team. And you can just use it if you're in a pickle. But the downsides really make it so you can't escape well. So, is the Bonk Atomic Punch any good? Well, it's banned and competitive because of the amazing utility it can provide. However, the downsides really make it into a mediocre item at best and a terrible item at worst. I'm going to say that the Bonk Atomic Punch is very situational and is not always just a straight upgrade to all the Scout secondaries. So I'm going to give it a sort of verdict. I don't think it's good or great. Let's make it so the weapon is a lot less situational and is a lot more balanced within my opinion. Let's go ahead and fix the Bonk Atomic Punch. The way that I'm going to fix this weapon is the simplest fix I've ever done in this 2-episode series, and that's to simply make it so you do not take knockback whilst using the drink. This makes it so sentries can't push you 5,000 miles back, and it means you can retreat from them as well. It's the ultimate fair counter to sentries in my personal opinion. However, I think that taking no knockback might be a bit too extreme, so maybe it will decrease your knockback modifier by a significant amount, sort of like in Smash Bros. Hopefully this change will make one of my favourite Scout secondaries into a viable option for competitive or even casual play. Thanks for watching this video. Also, thank you very much to the Noodler who gave me a vintage ambassador. If you want to give me stuff for TF2, I have a trade link in the description, but only if you actually want to. Other than that, I have a Discord server down below where you can get regular video updates. I also have a second channel where I upload dank memes and more experimental content. In my last video, I saw a lot of fair criticism within the comment section, which I'll try to implement in future videos. I want to make the best content for you guys, so if you want to tell me what you'd actually like to see within the comment section down below, that'd be fantastic. I want my videos to be original in their own right, and sadly I didn't think that What Build video fit that style, so I apologise for that profusely. I'm sorry if this outro is long, this is just me venting. Hopefully you can enjoy the future videos, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, my name's Steinful, I am out, see ya!